Oh, two new boys actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. We do indeed.
Please be raining.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to Contest of Speed Americas. We're live for the final race of 2019. My name is Dan, I'll be your commentator this evening. Well, this morning actually, for me. 2 o'clock it is in the UK, everybody.
Bright and early.
Bright and early, we're up and about.
Not bright, but I mean...
Next to me is Pure Blades.
Hello.
Hello.
It's nice to be back for the final race of the year.
It certainly is. Let's hope AM1 can take us out with a bang. We've not had any particularly exciting races this week, I don't think. And after last week's trio of excellent races at Singapore, I think it's been a bit of a damp squib, really, for a race weekend.
And I am thinking that a lot of these guys are still in the pits. So I know I said this last week, but maybe some rain in the race, maybe a wet start. Who knows?
See, you're clutching at straws for rain, mate.
Rain makes it exciting.
I mean, it does initially. You want it to rain for a little bit, so just so they've got enough to have to change tyres, and then.
Oh yeah, I don't want a full wet race.
No, and then you go. Because otherwise, you don't get the overtaking you want.
Little bit of rain in the middle.
It would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would, but
let's see.
We can hope for a Christmas miracle.
Got J. Jigburn, first man out on the track to start his flying lap. Whilst he's heading round for his opening gambit. In fact, he's run wide at turn 1, so that's going to invalidate his attempt. I'd better actually sort out my telemetry and things. That'd be helpful, wouldn't it?
Varamir's the next man out. Already raced this week, so
he has. Normally,
joining us,
yeah,
especially
European Tier 2, but he's standing in tonight.
Admirable.
Certainly is.
From the Welshman.
Mm-hmm. And
so
speaking of,
this lot.
Yeah, he has. And speaking of people who are new to this tier, we've got Element 10 in the Red Bull. He's brand new. This is his first time out. And then the other one is Nathan De Villiers. Is it De Villiers or De Villiers? I'm not sure which one.
Well, if we're going off cricketers, De Villiers.
We'll go with De Villiers.
We'll go with De Villiers.
If that is wrong, Nathan, please tell us when you get a chance, and we shall change how we pronounce your name. But he's in the Toro Rosso, and he's still in the pits.
So,
it didn't invalidate Jay's time.
The sister Red Bulls each getting new drivers. So.
Yeah.
And Alp's done a titchy there.
He has, hasn't he? Big Slater, the next man across, 104.6.
That's a ridiculous banker lap from Alp.
To be fair, from the both of them, it's not a bad lap. Mitch jumps in with a 105.6, the opening lap for Ferrari. Juventus isn't out. However, Nathan De Villiers is on his out lap.
And Element 10 is on a lap, coming round towards Rint Curve, which is the second to last turn, and runs wide around the last corner, so maybe an invalidation.
Element 10 goes third with his first. I'm just wondering whether the corner cutting stringencies are on the right level.
I mean, if it's not, we will have to restart this lobby because...
No, we won't. We'll be fine. We'll just have to let them go. I mean, we've had races in the past where people have forgot to turn Part Ferme off. Thomas. And we just carried on. I mean, I'm glad we carried on because I ended up winning that race.
we shall see if it's... if the corner cutting stringency is on regular, because that was a massive cut from Nathan on turn 1. So, if that lap counts, I should be very surprised.
Well, the inside of turn 1 you can get away with. It's the outside that there's no leniency whatsoever.
Which I do find weird.
Yeah, I do. We've got Dominic in the chat, Cos superfan, always here supporting Juventus.
And here I was thinking that was me.
Oh no, Dominic's been around a lot longer than you have.
Yeah, well.
Oh, Dominic's saying Juventus.
Nathan.
Oh yeah.
That was a naughty pit entry. I don't think he meant it.
I don't think he did either. I think we were watching it.
Bit wide and got a bit squirmy. I say a bit squirmy.
Well, look, DK88 had a couple of strong performances recently, but he's going back into the pits. Grugrox King is on his in lap. Raidcon, I think, is the only man out on a lap, and he's just started it.
Who's ill? Dom? What did I miss?
Oh, is that Juventus that's ill? Oh, Juventus.
Claudio's ill.
Yeah, he's ill.
Oh, I mean, ill. He's got man flu, is what you're saying.
Either that or there's a woman involved.
Ah.
That's what I would read into that, although that might just be my sordid mind.
Maybe so.
I never know. We can only go off what's put there, so maybe he is ill. Oh, he's on his outlap. He's on his outlap, so he must be here. Seeing Blank jump up there into P3 with a sneaky little dip under the radar. Raidcon looking squirmy on those tyres. He overheated them a little, but goes into P5. And then we'll jump across and watch Juventus on his outlap. He's found a new lease of life and a new lease of form since moving into the Americas tier. Probably because he didn't have to rush home or race earlier than the rest of us do. Actually had a chance to prepare for a race on an evening. But here we go. First lap in anger from the Canadian.
And he may get a bit of slipstream from that car ahead.
Maybe.
Coming down. It's DK.
Who is on an outlap and gets out of the way dutifully.
And some yellow flags. I'm just wondering. Is it just DK staying out of the way of people?
I mean, it might be, yeah. I think.
An accident.
Well, it's 2 and 3, so I wonder. It'll be around where Juventus is now for 2 and 3.
Yeah, not a long lap, so Juventus getting round to the scene of whatever accident had happened.
Yeah, I get you, Dominic. Oh, Blaze, you're giving us bits again.
Yeah.
And Juventus puts it into P4.
I've always got bits to give to the lovely admins who run cars.
Baker into P4, 104.7. Might this be the form we expected from him at the start of the season coming into play? Nathan puts it into second place.
And that is not far off help at all.
And neither is that one from Fenrique. Varamir's in the mix. Slater, they're all coming back round now. Is Mitch on a run? I think he's invalidated.
Yeah.
He might have another go
Very
at it.
possibly.
Or he might be boxing.
He's not going off fuel.
Yeah, he's boxing now. Element 10. He's currently up on his time through Sector 1. He's 3/10 up through Sector 2. So right now he's looking at around Blank and Juventus, somewhere in there. Unless he can improve some more in the final sector to get himself towards the Bakers and the Slaters of this world.
Carries incredible speed through that last corner.
So he does, powers for the line, puts himself 7th.
It's a good lap from the new boy.
It is, both new men, well, all three guys who are making their America's debut, doing well, but Element 10 and Davidius, of course, making their COS debuts as well.
It's weird. I keep thinking I've got to have to change my camera settings to be just straight on looking at the car during Tuesday's race. So it's really weird looking from this view now, riding on board.
Bartod getting a little bit out of shape through the last couple of corners. He's going for another lap though now. Putting a second lap on a set of softs, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it.
Yes, Dominic, we've got Varamir who's racing in this tier for the first time, and then we've got Nathan and Element 10 who are new to the league, so it's nice to see them getting an outing before the Christmas break.
It is, yeah. It's a shame they couldn't appear a little bit earlier though. Get a couple of races in. Although
Yeah.
we'll have some races over the winter break. We're not going to leave you completely cost deprived.
I'll have no one to give bits to.
Well, there's that. Yes, we need all of them. 11 viewers. Yes, we will take whatever we can have. And speaking of, Bartod coming through the final corner, trying to improve on his time, and does so. Only moves him up one place, but every little helps. Mitch is back out on track, also sporting his more customary white helmet, although I believe the stripes on it are still pink.
Yeah, they do look. Just seen Titch's message in the chat. They do look a bit pink coming down that straight, so nice to see him still sporting some pink on his helmet.
Yeah. Let's see if he can improve his time though. I missed his sector 1 split, so we'll see what he's like through sector 2. And he is improving. Only marginally though. He has said that Austria is not his favourite track. And from what I've seen, he's never performed particularly well here. Runs wide there. And again,
wide there as well.
Does improve. And it registers, so
yeah.
I think if the Ferraris are looking for results there, they're probably going to be looking at Juventus as opposed to Mitch for this one.
And Il Juventus,
yeah,
who comes into the pits, so
let's jump on board with. Let's have a look at Fenrique, our resident Brazilian. He's just heading out on a run for pole. Him and Alp have both improved their times again. They're now down to 104.2, and well, yeah, there's only 0.003 between them at the moment. We've got a McLaren spinning at turn 2.
It was Raidcon.
Raidcon on a lap as well. Must have just caught the curb and put the power down too soon. Flow Rider was he, he'd be serenading that corner. What are you sighing for?
Nothing. It's
You knackered?
no. I'm just enjoying your incredible sense of humour.
I didn't laugh at it, did I? I was being deadly serious.
Whatever you say, boss.
I don't joke about these things.
An unsafe pit release from the Toro Rosso boys there. Can that be looked at? I mean,
and it's blank.
Cookie's certainly been appealing in tier 3 for some of these unsafe pit releases to get looked at. So
good man, Kellins. We're glad you're with us. Hope you enjoyed the stream.
I'm actually surprised to see Titchy here. Really surprised to see Titchy here. Had a work Christmas do today, so well, last night. So it's nice to have you with us, Titchy. Vicious rumours. Yeah, very vicious, mate. As the current pole man out gets out on a lap.
Is he going?
On some fresh softs.
Let's jump on board then with the man on the move.
Mitch gets out of the way.
Yeah, marginally up
nice
through sector 1.
Through the hairpin.
Back end steps out a little on the exit as he tries to put the power down, but it shouldn't affect him too much. Stretches that 7th gear for all it's worth. Don't want to change to 8, that's your cruising gear.
Tough corner to get right is 5 and 6.
It is, yeah. And he's 2 tenths up again. He's looking for the 3s here. Runs a little bit wide. Juventus needs to get out of the way. Alp uses as much of the toe as he can do. 2 corners to go for the Turk. Nice little shift up to keep the rear in check. Powers now for the line. Is this going to be in the 3s? Oh, not quite. Not quite for Alp. 0.003 of a second off being into the 3s. But 1:04.003 is a perfectly acceptable lap time.
It's quite brilliant.
Yeah, it is.
Unless Fenrique can challenge
Nathan might be able to get him here. Not quite. He had a shocking final sector.
So Varamir, Slater, Blank and Fenrique. What can you do, lads?
Let's not discount the Ferraris at this point. They're both in the form at the moment to be able to challenge if they can just hook a lap together. Fenrique is going to be the first man, I think.
The first man challenging will be Mitch, I think.
It'll be Mitch. Well, we'll stay with Fenrique.
No, it'll be Claudio then Mitch. So. And Claudio's into the pit, so he won't improve. It's a shame Mitch doesn't follow and Mitch stays out.
Mitch is going for it.
And doesn't improve on his lap, so...
And Fenrique's in as well, he's not going to improve.
Nathan's in.
Varamir just starting his lap. Let's see what the man from the land of dragons can do. I missed his first sector split again. I need to just pay attention to where the splits are, because I keep doing this.
And we didn't get a glitch. Wow.
No.
Slater's marginally down on this time.
Varamir's coming up towards the second split now. Let's see if he's in the green. He is. He's a 10th in the green. At the minute it's not enough, but he might be able to get himself into 3rd. Pushing hard. Oh, caught the curb, and he's gone. Varamir's gone. Final corner. Caught the curb on the inside.
Exactly the same. If Varamir finishes his lap, you'll see it. There's Slater's stricken racing point further down the end of the straight.
Oh yeah.
He just got it all wrong out the last corner, and sort of he speared across the track. I was riding on board. It wasn't pretty. So
Raidcon was the last man, but I think he's had an accident somewhere.
He's cruising, and yeah, he's got a front wing, so
yeah, we'll see him pit, and then that'll be it. So the Mercedes boys, utterly imperious at the top of the timings. And they take a 1-2 on the grid for tomorrow. Well, for tomorrow's race, for the race coming up in about 2 minutes.
If only it was tomorrow's race, because you and I could go get some sleep.
Are you tired,
But,
Blades?
I'm alright, mate. I'll be fine.
I don't want anybody out there thinking that this is like slave labour. We don't force him to do this.
God, it's not slave labour. I chose to do this. But...
You fool, why did you ever choose?
Because I didn't want to leave you alone, quite frankly.
You sweet.
I could have left Cookie to do this with you, so...
See, Dominic's got it right. Sleep is for the weak.
As opposed to the weekend.
I think, yeah. I think you're right there, yeah. I'll just clock that.
And, yeah, Titchy had no idea.
But back to the match in hand then. Alp takes pole, 104.003. Fenrique, his teammate, close behind him. Nathan de Villiers on his COS debut in third place. A great performance from him initially. Let's see how we go when we get to the race. We don't know any of the weather conditions. We might have some rain, but it's looking sunny all the way.
I was doing my rain dance.
That's why you're out of breath again.
It was a sigh, it was not me being out of breath.
Mate, you need to sort that breathing out, man. You're so heavy.
All I'll say is
the two new boys have pressed X first.
Oh, couldn't tell which one was first. I'm sure they will get into the swing of things coming after Christmas.
Yeah, but
hopefully no rule breaking.
Well, as long as they're not any major ones, I don't think we'll have too many issues.
No deviance.
No. Right then, let's see the tyre choices. It should be pretty straightforward. And it is, yeah. Top 10, of course, all on softs as they're qualified on. Juventus medium, Bodhod medium. What are you doing?
I think I knocked the mic, I do apologise.
There's very strange sounds coming from your mic then. It sounded like you were snorting something.
Right, let's not talk about this on stream.
Has Spod been round with some gear for you?
No, he hasn't. Unfortunately. Speaking of Spod, Dom, you should give Spod a friend and join the COS Discord.
Yes, you should. Anybody here who is just out to support somebody else and wants to get involved with the COS community, if you head to our website, you can find a link to our Discord server there where you can join and chat with all the drivers and other members of the community who do not race.
You can talk to me and Dan.
I mean, you can. We might not talk back, but you can, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But back to the tyres then, for anybody who is listening but not watching. So you've got Juventus and Bodhod, P11, P12 on mediums. Mitch and Raidcon, 13th and 14th on the softs. Then Grugrox King, 15th on the mediums. And Jay bringing up the rear on the hard tyre. We've had one for ages, Dominic. We've just not had a community section of it.
And I'm not quite sure what Jay's doing.
Saturday and Sunday Matrix, so it will start at 2 PM in the UK on Saturday and run for 24 hours until 2 PM on Sunday.
Yeah, I like I say, I'm not too sure what Jay's doing because he is friends with Slater, and I know they do talk during the races, so...
Well, we'll soon find out.
What the strategy is, then...
Lights are on. And away we go in Austria. It's a great start from Fenrique. He's going to jump his teammate into turn one. Much better start from the second Mercedes. Oh, sweeps through and gets a great lead off the start, but I think it's all...
3 wide behind him as well.
Yeah, it's all tidy, I think, as we head down towards turn two. This is where it'll get tight at the back. Let's keep an eye out. two Ferraris really struggling.
Oh, and there's an Alfa at the back, and it's Nathan.
Oh, we've got a pile-up.
Oh, and it is a safety car. Safety car.
No, there won't be a safety. There's no retirements. Everyone seems to be through it.
Damn.
With some minor damage at worst. Nathan is the man who's lost out most from that. And Blank as well. Nathan and Blank, the big losers.
I think Nathan spun round by the Alpha of Blank.
I think so. Slater's managed to get ahead of Alp into second place. Alp's in trouble, I think, because Varamir's now challenging him. Although we've seen this before from Alp, haven't we, where he has slow starts to races and then claws his way back.
Yeah, Alp is one of the worst starters in America's tier. But he has such amazing race pace that it makes up for it. So it's just good pace in general.
Mitch is another one who's got, and he's the first to admit it, quite bad starts. But he's managed to gain 5 places thanks to that pile-up, so he's benefited. So has Bodhod as well, up for 5 places himself.
Just shows you how much it benefits you from keeping it clean on the first lap.
Yep.
Slater up 3 positions, Element up 3, Bodhod and Mitch up 5 each, Jay up 4 on the hard tyres.
Nathan's in for mediums, so he's going to 2-stop. He will come back in probably for another set of softs around lap 25, do you reckon?
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, you can get 20. How many was it that Matt said he got out the other day?
21, I think Matt did.
21 out of them. So yeah, he could go to lap 22, 23, and then stop for a new set of softs.
Just on board with Alp to see if he was going to try a move on Varamir, and Varamir seems to be getting a bit squirmy out of the second last corner. Back end was sliding around. Just wondered if he's running a low downforce setup.
He might be, but it's not going to help him here. Here goes Alp. Up the inside of the Welshman in the Renault, but he should have better traction on the exit, being on the outside of that curve. Alp will have DRS to come at him again, though. Varamir isn't going to defend it too harshly. And yeah, Alp parks it on the apex brilliantly to keep the undercut, well, the switchback undercut rather, out of Varamir's options. And here we see the pace of Alp starting to come to the fore now. 3 laps in.
We saw it a lot in real life. Mercedes leading the race once again.
Wingit and DK close together. Wingit's just made his way through.
Good respect between those guys. Good friends off the track. So.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, and DK.
Oh, DK runs wide
over the curb.
That allows Juventus back through into 10th place. Meanwhile, Alp has already caught and passed Big Slater.
Breezed past Slater.
But here comes Varamir as well, having a look down the inside of the Irishman. And he's bringing Baker into play as well. This battle for second is going to be fantastic if Alp can't escape from these guys, but I have a feeling he might just be able to.
And I must say, it must be a weird sight for Varamir looking at the back of a racing point and trying to get past.
Yeah,
from the perspective of a Renault.
Yeah, Varamir racing in tier 2 European tier as well, and drives the racing point in that tier. For anybody who doesn't know.
So yeah, must be strange for Varamir.
Oh, Slater!
Slater's a bit squirmy.
Ooh.
Manages to keep it on the track though. That was admirable.
Was great save.
Titchy makes a good point. Nobody comes here for a boring Mercedes 1-2.
You say it's boring. Alp's catching Fenrique, but he's dragging the rest with him. He's got a DRS train that he's pulling along. So as long as Slater can stay in range, then I think we'll have plenty of action. Bodhod and Element 10 having a battle as well, bringing Mitch into play. And the Australian has made it past Element 10. And now Mitch is lining up a move on the Red Bull as well.
It's incredible how much of a gap these front runners have built to P6, which was Element, and obviously now Bodhod.
Yeah, it's
5 seconds.
I mean, it'll have something to do with that accident early on, and then the fact that P2 to P5 are all in a DRS train, although Baker has just dropped out of that. So whether he'll have it down the start-finish straight, I don't know. Let's have a look. He does. But he needs to pick up the pace. He's saving ERS whilst he's got it, but he needs to pick up the pace and close up. I would not be burning so little ERS if I was him. Gap at the front now down to 1.5 between the Mercedes guys. Slater staying just about in touching distance with the Mercedes of Alp in front. We can see him trying to break the toe. And Mitch has got past Element 10 with DRS, but he's fighting back. And oh, Wingett's gone deep, real deep onto the gravel. And he's lost out massively. Yeah, it has, and he's leaving Slater behind now. Baker's definitely dropped out of DRS range.
And so with Slater.
Yeah, so Varamir now should have a relatively easy move to make on Slater into turn 2. Well, what we're calling turn 2.
Turn 3.
Yeah, officially it's turn 3 because turn 1 obviously we've just gone through. We're on board with Varamir.
So, curve.
Yeah. Oh, he's going for it round the outside. Slater left the door open and Varamir pounced on it. Like a lion after a gazelle.
Beautiful analogy, mate.
Cheers, mate.
No problem. I'm quite enjoying that.
Varamir up to 3rd then. And he's back within DRS of Alp already.
Alp has just gained 5/10 of a second, and then a further 10 going through turns 4, 5 and 6. He does get a bit squirmy on the exit there.
Yeah, if you see anybody lagging on stream, or sometimes even when they get a little bit squirmy, for everybody at home, it's not necessarily the case that they're losing control or that their connection's bad. It's more the fact that me and Blades are in a European location, and this is an American-based server. So yeah, our connections
chasing down Fenrique, DRS assisted now. Down into the hairpin right of turn 3. And I don't know if these guys talk, but I'm sure if they do, Fenrique will be screaming out.
I think we've had an accident somewhere, because Bodhod, Mitch, Element and Juventus are all trading positions. Juventus all over the back of Element 10, going to go round the outside into turn 4.
Mitch up the inside of Bodhod, and Mitch has hit the back. No, sorry.
That's Juventus.
That's Juventus, and everyone's see. I can't believe my eyes. This
Juventus went in deep, took out Bodhod.
Blank's car, I believe. No, not Blank.
No, it's Element. Element has wing damage. Bodhod's alright, I think.
Got wing damage.
Yeah, Bodhod's alright, but he's just got cooked tyres, so he's lost it again. Claudio will have wing damage because that was huge contact, and he's coming into the pits.
Surprised to see a penalty for Claudio, which is a shame.
Well, we'll see. Blank, I think, got through unscathed. Yeah, did Raidcon. Yes, I think he did. Mitch will have done. Yeah,
Mitch did. Mitch was past it. So.
Okay, we're up to 15 viewers. Welcome, welcome all of you. Hope you enjoy yourselves. A lot of guys going for the hard tyre now to get themselves to the end.
Oh, and it did look like Alp was losing control there.
Jump back up to the battle for the lead. As much as Alp isn't catching Fenrique at the minute, and that might be because he's coming in. Alp's into the pits early, lap 8.
Yeah.
But we know
the directive set out by Roland.
He does. On pit entry. Big Slater's in as well.
As I'm sure I've mentioned a few times this week, hefty penalty for running wide on that pit entrance.
It is 20-second time penalty for anybody who does not heed the white pit entry line. Obviously, if it's wet or you've got damage or something and you've run a little bit wide, that's fine.
Yeah, I think the guys in the Tier 3 race are going to be getting some slack.
Yeah, but there was one last night. I won't name him.
It was Raikkonen. Oh, sorry.
I wasn't going to name him, but okay.
I think it was said on stream, so I mean.
Yeah. Blank looking really close to the back of Raid. Con going to go down the inside into turn 4. Raid holds his ground though, and might have the drive. Little nudge from Blank. All's fair though, and Raid tucks in behind. Blank up to P5. And Varamir's carrying on, so Fenrique's coming into the pits. Just gets it slowed down in time.
Gets it slowed down, yeah.
He's in for mediums, same as his teammate. Baker's carrying on as well, interestingly.
Mitch and Blank in, and Blank gets a penalty. Oh, it's such a shame. Oh, sorry, Mitch not in. Sorry, do excuse me. Or was he in?
No, Mitch has carried on.
Could have sworn I saw the pit symbol next to his.
Yeah, there's going to be a hefty undercut here for probably both Mercedes, Slater, maybe Blank and Raycon as well.
I'm pretty sure Jay's picked up 9 seconds of penalties in the last 2 laps.
Ouch, he's almost as bad as me.
Oh, so no, do excuse me, just a 6 seconds. One of them was corner cutting, so it must have been a bad corner cut.
Varamir continuing again on to start his 12th lap on those tyres.
Baker continues as well, so
yeah,
Mitch
those guys
also stays out.
Yeah, he does. I'm just wondering whether, I mean, we know Mitch is good on tyres. I don't know necessarily about the other two at the front, but I'm just wondering whether or not the guys who've stopped already might struggle towards the end.
And I'm just looking at Mitch's tyres. There's no visible wear on the front.
Have a proper look into turn 3 here. He's got a little bit of groaning on the front left.
Ah, yeah, I do see that. Still a great job on those 11 laps off.
But Fenrique is right behind him with his teammate in tow.
And yeah, Titchy makes a good point. It's very rare that we see Blank without a speeding in the pit lane penalty.
It's true, yeah.
It's happened a few times this season.
Speaking of, Blank has just managed to get himself around Jay, and so has Raidcon. Oh, they both run wide. And that'll allow Wingett to join in the fun. And
I believe Jay looking for first points of the season.
Baker and Mitch are into the pits. Mitch for a set of mediums.
On Baker's car, but
yeah, he's on to mediums.
Confused me there.
Varamir's still going.
And Mitch is going to get out ahead of Blank, I think.
It's going to be a tight one. Let's jump across to it, because Blank's going to get him on the drag race. Although Mitch could be late on the brakes and give it a good go. No, he's not going to try it. He knows this race is about more than that. He'll slot into P8 and heed the train.
You can't win the race in one corner, but you can lose it as Varamir comes in.
Varamir's in lap 12. Is this the strategy you went for the other day?
Do you know, I can't remember. Possibly. To be fair, in the Tier 2 race, the only thing I could really focus on was Cookie screaming about Matty Robbo.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt did a good job in that race. He was proper sweating it. I was sat in the party with him. He was like, every time someone spoke, he was like, "Busy, Matt. What's going on? Busy."
Cookie would have you believe it was Cookie would have you believe it was a Schumacher at Magny-Cours-esque drive. But
I mean, he's not wrong.
It was a good drive. I'll not take that away from Matty. I don't want to get relentlessly abused at Monaco on the commentary. So.
The two Mercedes boys fighting for the lead. Varamir 3.6 seconds behind them, so he's not lost out as much as I thought he might do with those early stops for the Mercs.
Surely Alp's not gonna. Yeah, he lifts off, brakes well earlier than Fenrique. I was just thinking, because I'm pretty sure. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Matty actually, who made a couple of moves down into turn 1. But it's not a traditional overtaking place.
No, I remember I made a move into it last year, but if you time it right, the DRS detection for the second straight is before the entry to turn 1. So if you time the braking right, you can slingshot past up the inside, force whoever it is wide, fairly of course, but you can force them wide. They then not only lose traction and drive, but they don't have DRS either.
Shall let you take this one in the chat then? Plugmeister General.
Owen, yes we are. We're always looking for new drivers. If you head to the website, so Blaze, can you do the honours please?
I was relentlessly typing it as you were answering.
There we go, good man. Head over to that and there will be a link to, firstly to Discord. That will be there if you want to jump into there and have a chat with myself and some of the other admins. We'll get you all sorted out. You can also register your interest on the website as well, so there'll be a link at the top of the web page where it says register, and if you fill out that form we'll be in touch with you as soon as we can. But we're always looking for new races all over the world. We want people from primarily Europe and America at the well, I say America, the Americas.
All of them.
Yeah. So in this tier it's predominantly made up of Americans and Canadians, but there's Fenrique, who is Brazilian. Speaking of which, Alps got through into first place under DRS.
Well, you got 6 seconds worth of penalties. Which will be massive.
Yeah.
If Fenrique can stick with him.
We've got Big Slater and Jay, who are Irish. There's Baker, who I believe is Venezuelan.
He is Venezuelan.
So anywhere up and down that continent. Bodhard, of course, is Australian. And that reminds me, we are looking to start an Oceania tier as we move into season 5 and 6, which will be coming up around March time. If you know anybody who might be interested in those, so either in an Oceania tier or maybe even an America's tier 2, we'll see how we crack on. Then get them to head over and show us that they're interested, either on the website or on Discord. And we'll go from there. So, Owen, if you can let us know which region you're from, be it from Americas or Europe or Oceania or wherever, just so we know which tier to assign you to.
And Alp is pulled away already outside of DRS.
Yeah, and Varamir's not getting any closer.
Lap.
Varamir's getting no closer to the leading two, so
I'm just wondering, is Varamir struggling on those?
I don't think he'd be struggling. I just don't think that anybody else around him is that is on all the tyres yet. I mean, he's starting to close in a little bit now, so maybe it's coming. Maybe the pace is going to start to drop from the lead too, but I don't think it's going to be significant enough for.
And,
excuse me, for 4 laps to make a difference.
I'm not going to say anything.
What?
I was going to do something that maybe involved the commentator's curse, but I'll keep the trap
don't
shut.
do that. Yeah, you do. Yeah.
I'll talk about it after the race, if it happens.
See, now I kind of want to know what it is.
I'll tell you what. I can make that happen.
No, don't just message it to me. That spoils all the fun for everyone at home.
I'm not gonna Fine. I asked Dan before the race if Enrique had got a win yet. It'd be nice to see.
It would.
But I think that might have ruined it.
Well, we'll find out. Varamir is closing in now. It's another 2/10 he's taken out there. And Raycon is closing in on Mitch. We could see a move here. We're on board. Puts
And
it
I
in.
hadn't noticed Enrique's got a penalty. We move.
We do. Raycon's got past Mitch and has DRS to keep himself there.
Just in case you were wondering, Varamir is penalty free.
Of course he is.
2 warnings for the Welshman. And he's in with a good chance of a debut America's Tier win.
He is, yeah.
Which... would he be the first driver to win twice in a week?
I think he would, yeah.
I know he's probably not watching, but there's your incentive, Varamir.
I think he would be.
Go get it, sunshine.
I'm just trying to think if there's anybody. Well, I mean, Matrix maybe has in the past. When we used to run reserve drivers, I think he might have done, but Nathan's in for a set of soft tyres. 16 laps to go. So he's probably.
I think you can reach on
He could reach from there, but I'm not sure you'd want to necessarily. He might come back in for another set of softs near the end, go for fastest lap.
Well, my planned strategy was to do 16 laps on the softs and then mediums, and hopefully have the advantage at the end, but never got that far.
Oh, DK ran wide onto the gravel, allowed Element back into 12th place. Has it? Oh dear. Did we do one that wasn't a never expired one?
In fact, right, you do the commentary, Dan. I shall sort this.
Crack on, Chuck. You know what you're doing.
I do.
So whilst Blades is doing his techie nonsense that I let him get on with, Mitch looking to retake P8 from Raycon, but as we say that, Grugrot's King runs very wide. And he's just allowing people through. Why? I'm not sure. I mean, he's got wing damage. Is that from a confrontation with Blank? I think it might be. Mitch, meanwhile, still hunting down Raycon. In a slightly better position for ERS at the moment. Mitch much tighter line through that final corner. Gives him the overspeed. DRS deployed. Here we go, let's see if it'll stay on board with the helicopter. As we see Mitch line him up, is he going to go for it? He is, he's going down the inside. And Raycon cuts across, chops the nose of the Ferrari, all fair. And then Mitch is going to have the drive, ERS to overtake. Gets ahead of Raycon. And parks it on the apex. Great move from Mitch. Grugras King has retired from the race in the pit lane. I'm trying to work out whether Wingit is closed up to Juventus or Juventus has just got through. Sure, Dominic will be able to tell me. He's normally the one watching Claudio's every move. Oh, and Raid's got back ahead of Mitch. Quite easily as well, by the look of things. Mitch must have had a shocker of a final sector.
I believe I've done some techie nonsense. Try that one, Dominic.
Oh, good man.
Yeah, it wasn't working when I tried it on my laptop, so I had to go on my phone and get one.
Fair enough.
Well, you know, dedication to the cause.
Dedication to the cause. Right, we have 12 laps to go then when Alp crosses the line to start lap 25.
Alp's got 9 seconds worth of penalties now.
So at the minute that's going to put him down into third then.
And Fenrique with 3 seconds means Varamir would take the win. As it stands. Unless I've missed a penalty for Varamir. Which I haven't, so...
No, I never know, there's still time yet. Both Ferraris in their own little individual battles at the moment. Mitch looking to retake 7th from Raycon, and Juventus looking to hold off Wingit for P9. Oh, Grugras King has just messaged in our in the chat, and he says his was it his brake or his throttle pedal? He just says his brake pedal has snapped, so he's out of commission for the time being. That's unlucky, mate.
Contest of Speed's very own Max Verstappen.
Yeah, that's unlucky, mate. We hope you can get that sorted in time for when the season restarts in January. Especially for Monaco, you're going to need a decent brake pedal.
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be beneficial.
No, I mean engine braking can only do so much.
Monza, you might be able to survive, but
well, I don't know. Some heavy braking zones at Monza.
Be lifting off halfway down the main straight.
Yeah.
At the first corner.
Be able to run no fuel. Nathan with the fastest lap of the race so far, and then picks up another sign penalty afterwards.
That would definitely get removed if he wanted it to.
Or did he get catapulted off?
It was the outside of the first corner, but he had 2 wheels on the track, so I'm not quite sure.
Mitch has made it past Raycon, so I'm just going to ride on board with the McLaren, because last time he got through, Raid got back through almost instantly.
Seems to just skirt the grass there.
He seems to struggle in that final sector, yeah.
Maybe lower downforce than Raid.
Maybe.
That last sector is probably the twistiest, so you have to come around those last 2 corners. If you're taking it at speed on a low downforce setup, it's an issue.
It certainly can be. Mitch with a slightly wider line into turn 3.
3 seconds.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's going to matter.
It might not, but let's move away from these battles then that we've been watching for a couple of laps now and move back up to the front. Varamir is within DRS of Fenrique.
He is indeed. They'll be looking to get past the second Mercedes quite quickly. And,
were you going to call it a Mercedes then?
No, I was going to call it the Mercedes, but there's 2 of them. So he will be looking to get past the Brazilian fairly quickly.
He will.
And chase down his teammate. Got the 3-second gap now to the chasing pack.
Oh, he needs to push, of course, with those 9 seconds of penalties he has at the moment.
He certainly does.
Raid has got back past Mitch, incidentally.
Into the hairpin this time. Mitch is falling down the order.
I think Mitch has had a spin. The wing looks okay, so...
It did look like he was just moving out of the way there. With,
and Alp's had an issue. Fenrique's gone past him. Alp's had an issue somewhere. Fenrique's gone through, and Varamir's right in the gearbox.
Just wondering if there's some team games to be played. Can Alp hold up Varamir enough? I mean, with the amount of DRS straights this in a row, well, 3 straights in a row.
I think he can. I think the bigger question is, can he hold Varamir up enough so that Fenrique's lack of pace compared to the other two can be used to pull himself a gap big enough to hold him off? I'm not sure that he's going to be able to do it, because Alp now is going to have to start to push to keep Varamir behind with the DRS, and look, he's getting to a 10th and a half.
Varamir going to look towards the outside.
Oh, that was nearly a Ricky and Smarto moment.
Can't make these references around me, mate.
Yeah, you don't know them, do you?
No,
Alp's going to have DRS to fight back, but I don't think he's going to have the room, and I think that's going to be Varamir through, and then I think that's going to be curtains, especially with that little clip of the grass.
Yeah.
And whatever team games might have been, that'll have spoilt the plans. Mitch is back ahead of Raycon now, so it's order reversal from 7th to 10th, whereas it was Raid, Mitch, Juventus and Wing It. It's now Juventus, Wing It, Mitch, Raid.
And with 13 seconds back to Element, I'm not sure that'll those 4 will change. They might change order.
Yeah, as
yellow flags, Mitch has had an accident. So I've done it again.
I wonder, I think he's gone for a move on Raid around the outside, been pushed onto the grass and then lost control, but there's big wing damage on that Ferrari as well. Maybe he outbraked himself.
He was on the gravel when I switched to him.
Yeah, maybe outbraked himself and then went into the back of Raid, I'm not sure.
Both of the Ferraris now having accidents.
So Mitch will come in for some soft tyres, but this will put him down in 13th place, and I'm not sure he'll be able to make anything up from there.
And funnily enough, I think both the Ferraris having accidents in the back of Raid, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, and Varamir, the man on the mission, those fresher tyres now starting to pay dividends. Half a second off the back of Fenrique, and Alp is dropping away. He's nowhere to help him.
Alp might. Oh well. I haven't checked the penalty situation for Slater. I've been so enthralled by this battle at the front. If Alp gets another penalty, it's going to bring Slater right into contention for this last podium spot. Slater has a penalty himself, but there's blue flags for somebody. I can't quite tell who it is. It's Jay? Or is it Barthold? Blue flags for Barthold. Well, I think it's fair to say it's certainly been a more entertaining race than Singapore. Yellow's in sector 3, it's Nathan.
Is he round?
He wasn't round, but he was in the wall.
Oh.
He was skirting against the pit wall, and massive wing damage on the Red Bull. Missing the right end plate. The Red Bull, the Toro Rosso, excuse me. The only thing I could see was Red Bull from the onboard camera, so...
Faramir eyeing up a move on Fenrique. He's going to try around the outside. Fenrique will squeeze him and should hold it, but Faramir will get better drive. He's got DRS, he's into mode 5. He's going for it. Fenrique defends the inside, he knows that's where he needs to be. Varamir's trying to go around the outside, nearly had it, just didn't quite have the traction.
Respect from Fenrique, yellow flag.
I think that's a slow moving Nathan in front of them, and he needs to be quick because he's got the leaders coming through. Nathan pits and Fenrique goes through. Little lock up into the final corner. Now push away, and Alp's coming back into contention now. He's not quite in DRS
carrying
yet.
Some massive speed through that first corner. That was incredible. And is he going to go for it? He has a little look. He's got massive overspeed down into turn 3. Nearly clipped the back of the Mercedes.
Yeah, Alp's the man I'm interested in now because that overspeed's cost him. I'll let you take that one as well, shall I?
What?
I'll let you take that one in the chat.
Oh. Yeah, no problem, Dom. What can I say? Tech genius.
Tech genius, he says. Out now within half a second.
You give me a chance to talk to the people, I'm going to big myself up.
Oh, you can talk to the people, mate. You be the people's champion. I will sit here in my ivory tower and wait for the revolution to bring me down.
Hit you with a rock bottom. 1, 2, 3.
All three of them look within a couple of tenths of one another.
Faramir trying the outside again.
Alp's going for the exit, he's going to go for the drive. Fenrique holds up Faramir. Alp, little bit less traction.
I have to say, ever since I mentioned that Faramir had 2 warnings, he's kept it remarkably clean.
And I think he's going to have the move done here. He's going to have to be brave.
And that's a penalty you don't often
and Fenrique's off. Little touch between him and Faramir. Puts him into the gravel.
That certainly is a penalty you don't often see in COS. JJ Byrne, 5-second penalty, ignoring blue flags. So, I don't quite know who he was holding up, but must have been maybe blank.
Either him or Slater, I think, maybe. Somewhere around there. Alp has got back ahead of Faramir though. The two are fighting.
Nathan with another fastest lap. Oh, in fact, Alp! What was that line, my friend? The switch back to Alp, but he was cutting the corner massively on the inside.
Yeah. Got 1.5 laps to go then. The battle for on-track victory is still burning strong, but the battle for victory overall hangs in the penalty balance. Faramir needs one warning to bring it back to level.
Level with Fenrique. I haven't been paying attention. Fenrique's kept it clean since lap 22.
He's done alright as the lad. Varamir's doing better at the moment. Can Alp go for a dive bomb or something? He's going to have a look. Not quite enough.
I'm going to need 2 spell for this before I start speaking about 2 victories in 1 week.
Yeah, we'll have to consult the oracle of the wizard.
It is a remarkable feat either way, even if he's not the first person to have done it.
It certainly is. Not many people racing 2 tiers and are competitive in both. And Varamir looks like he's going to get it. There's no opportunity left unless Alp pulls off something spectacular. So let's jump on board then. Varamir comes through the final corner. No penalties to speak of, to cross the line and win the Austrian Grand Prix in America's Tier 1, with Fenrique taking 2nd place ahead of his teammate on penalties. Alp then in 3rd. Big Slater now comes across to take P4. Baker P5, which I believe is his best finish of the season.
Yeah, I think it is.
Blank coming across for P6. And Juventus follows him in P8, closely followed by Wingit and Raid Con. All the lapped guys, so Mitch, DK, Nathan, Bodhod and Jay were in that group as well. The final man to finish will be Element 10 to take the final point on his debut.
Wish I could have done that in Australia. Anyway. Enough about my past woes.
I'm gonna have to apologise to everybody. I cannot do interviews tonight. I have to be up for work in a couple of hours, and I'm already starting to fall asleep. It would be a complete load of nonsense if I start doing interviews. That unfortunately is one of the downsides of me staying up to 2 in the morning to do this. But congratulations anyway are in order for Varamir on his maiden victory in America's Tier 1. For a new team as well. But I think this is the first time he's not driven for Racing Point and or Force India. Competitively anyway. So you have it. Varamir takes victory. Fenrique and Alp 2nd and 3rd. And then it's as you were. So Slater, Baker, Juventus, Blank, Raidcon, Wingit and Element 10 round off the top 10. Mitch in P11 after that accident, so unfortunate for him, he would have been in for some points otherwise. DK in 12th, Nathan 13th, Bodhod 14th and Jay 15th. Your one retirement, Grugrux King, whose brake pedal managed to snap off and that put him out of the running. Fastest lap was Nathan, I believe.
Yeah, it was.
Yep. So no bonus point handed out for that one.
And Merry Christmas to yourself, Bodhod.
So
will there be any plugging to do, Dan?
There's a couple of plugs to do. I'll do those now whilst we're waiting for the session to close. If you have enjoyed the stream, first of all, if you're watching on Twitch, make sure you follow our channel. You can subscribe and donate to us also if you're feeling very generous. And we are eternally grateful for everything we are given in this world, especially when it's things voluntarily out of people's pockets. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel as well, to Contest of Speed, where you can see, usually you'll be able to see 4 races a week from across our community. If you're looking to drive with us or know someone that might be interested, make sure you can tell them or you get in touch with us. either on our website, www.contestofspeed.com, or on our Discord server, which the link for is in the chat already on this stream. If you're watching on YouTube, then you can go to our website and there's a link to Discord there as well. But we are looking for European, American and Oceania drivers at the moment. So if you're from one of those regions, make sure you get in touch with us. A couple of other people we're also looking for, which are dedicated streamers, video and photo editors, and someone to help run our social media accounts as well would be fantastic. If you're interested in writing for us as well, in any way, shape or form, you can get in touch. We're always looking for talented people to come and join the team. That'll do me, I think, for plugs, please.
Mention Saturday.
Saturday, yes, good man. This coming Saturday, so at 2 PM in the UK, so that would be what Eastern? 7 Eastern? No, 9 Eastern. 9 o'clock Eastern. That's 9 AM. 9 AM Eastern. We will be racing in a 24-hour charity race in support of Mind, which is a mental health charity here in the UK and Europe. If you are available, we would really appreciate it if you could come and watch. The Contest of Speed channel will be hosting the event. However, if you want to watch the stream live on the official organisers channel, you can head over to our Twitter page and look at our recent tweets where we have shared a link to that stream. We would appreciate as much support as we can get on that.
Raise awareness for Mind.
Yeah, and any donation you can give is always greatly appreciated.
Just because it's not visible, it doesn't mean it's not a serious illness.
It also doesn't mean it's not there. So,
Exactly.
on that note then, we will call it for tonight. Thank you all very much for watching. We hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Thank you, Blades, for joining me in commentary.
I'm going to bed.
You and me both, mate. So, hopefully we will see you all again soon. This is the final race for League Racing until January the 6th. Where Tier 3 will return at Monaco. So if you want to mark that date in your diaries, that's when the season will restart. Keep your eyes open onto the Contest of Speed Twitter page, and we will be announcing any special events we have on that will be streamed in there. So once again, thank you all very much for watching. We will see you next time. Have a very happy Christmas and a very happy New Year. We will see you in 2020. Good night.